So, good morning to each and every one of you. You are all welcome. So, today we want to look at a very important aspect of cyber security, and it's called malware analysis. It's called what? Malware analysis. Can you hear me? Okay, so it's called malware analysis, and I know you might have a little scratched the surface of malware analysis in our previous class by our instructor, Mr. James, though it is fortunate as well that they went to mobile without actually the fundamental. So what we want to do today is to look at the fundamental and then see how we can apply those fundamental in different aspects of computers or in computing. So the first thing we want to look at, just as we all know from the elementary we talk about malware, we said that malware are actually malicious what? Software. Are we together? That they are malicious software that causes harm, and that is why we cannot do without it. We cannot do without it in the field of cyber security. So malwares are malicious software. Double D. So malwares are actually malicious software, not that. So malware are actually malicious software that has the ability to cause damage or harm to our devices or to our system. They can actually be used to steal or delete data. They can also be used to take control of devices. They can also be used to damage files or software. So they are in terms you can say that they are actually what? Illegal what? Software. Are we following? Are we together? So our goal today is to see how we ourselves we can actually check our state that my system has malware, to see what we should do and what we cannot what do. Are we all together? Are we together? So we have different type of malware which we have discussed in the elementary aspect of cyber security or the fundamental aspect of cyber security. We say we have different type of malware like virus, worm, trojan, ransomware, spyware, hardware, and even rootkit. These are different aspects of malware that we can look into. These are different aspects of malware that we can look into. So we have virus, we have worm, we have trojan, we have ransomware, spyware, hardware, rootkit, and many more of it. When you get your this thing, you can read through it. Are we following? Our major goal is the practical aspect of it. That is what we want to do, the practical aspect of it. The question is, how do malware actually work? How do malware actually work? There's a way malware work, and one of the ways that malware work is that we can know, oh, this is malware, or that our system has been infected by malware, is that it can is the entry process. Nothing enter, it enter through a process, and the process or through something, it can enter through your email attachment, maybe when you download something from your email, right? Are we following? Maybe when you download something from your email, or maybe when you click on a link, or maybe when you click on a link, or maybe when you connected to a wrong or to a malicious website. All these things can actually bring about malware, but then malware itself does not come on its own. Malware controls something called payloads. Are we together? And I think I've explained this in the class here, right? Have I? What payload is all about? Okay, I said payloads are, first of all, let me bring it to our home. Malaria. Do you know malaria? So, malaria itself is said to be caused by a female mosquito, right? Called the anelopy mosquito. Yeah, but then you know that the mosquito itself is not the causes of malaria. Do you know that? Do you know that mosquito itself is not the causes of malaria? It is the parasite that live inside that mosquito that causes the malaria. So what happens is that when the malaria bites you, the parasite inside the malaria will enter through your bloodstream because the mosquito is sucking your blood now. So there's a control and it has created an opening in your body. You get it? So the parasite will crawl. It's like a crawl. It will crawl from the body of the mosquito and enter inside your what? Inside your body and start causing you what? Harm. Or so the malaria itself in biology or in health science it is called a vector. A vector. Yeah, a carrier of disease. They are in itself not the disease, the causes of the disease, but they are the carrier of such disease. So in the same way in cyber security, payloads are carriers of malware. Like you download file, example, from if you download a file from a website now, that file you download is not actually the malware. It is the malware that lives inside the file. Do you get it now, right? If you download a video, click on the link itself is not the malware. Because that's the same link. You have been clicking on different link before, isn't it? So link itself is not the malware. It is the malware that live inside the link or that have been embedded or encoded inside the link that is actually the malware. I hope you understand this. Do you understand this? So malware can actually have a first entry is what come following through a process. Then malware can be is now running or working when it is being what executed. Malware can actually work when it is being what executed. Maybe as you download the application, you install it on your phone, or you as you download the file, you open the file. So as in the process of opening that file, the malware is executed. So from entry to execution. And so some malware can decide to take control of the whole system, and that is why we can now talk about persistence. So even if you reboot your system, there are some malware that when you reboot your system, it will go. But there are also some malware when you reboot your system, when you reboot your system, every program in your system will close, right? So, but then, so if it is a malware that is being came into your system, is the one that can not survive reboot. When you reboot your system, it will go. But then there are some that can actually survive reboot, and when you reboot your system, it will still work, stay there. Are we together? So, and the malware is being done to carry out a specific actions. So from entry to execution to persistence to what action, there must be something is coming to do, either to steal a data, either to corrupt your data, either to encrypt your data. The malware is coming to carry out an aim. Inugo, if you don't understand, if you are having any challenge, let me know. Do we all understand? Eh? So we'll be looking at analysis. The essence of this class is to see how we ourselves as a cybersecurity professional will analyze our system and determine if that particular system contains malware and see a way in which you can get rid of the malware or eliminate, if we cannot eliminate, or how we can actually manage the malware. But then the best option for malware control is elimination. Are we together? Yes? So look at it on the screen. Don't worry, you have this thing. So just pay attention and pick point okay?
Example of a payload is a file or...
Yeah, example of a payload is a file, a link, a software you download, or any other this thing. So that is the example of payload. So there are some ways in which, bring it down a bit, there are some ways in which the malware actually no, don't take it. Stay here. I just want to see the heading. So there are safe malware analysis procedure that we must follow. And I say that the major aim of this class is to see how we ourselves can analyze this malware. So I'm just going to pinpoint some of them. You read up the note on your own. Are we together? so that will be fast. So a malware, when you see a malware, the first thing you ask yourself is, what can this malware do? Do you get it right? So what does it do in the system? Is it stealing? Is it encrypting? Is it disrupting the activity of the system or the functionality of the system? What? So the second question is, how does it work? How does it work? How is it working? Are we together? Is it working through a link? Is it by working through by so how does it actually work? Then the third question you must ask yourself, how do you yourself detect and defend against it? So these are the three main questions you must ask yourself. So if you see your system and blinking, are we together? We'll see different sign of malware. If you see your system blinking or your system, maybe your system used to be fast, but right now it is not working or it is not moving like a millipede, it means that it could be a likelihood that malware is responsible for it. But I'm not saying that all blinking of screen is caused by malware. Are we together? Some can be caused by damaged screen. Some can be caused by malfunctioning of hardwares. So, but then there are also a likelihood that malware can also be the cause of some of it. So there are three main analysis we look at, but then we classify it into two. I'll classify into two. We have static malware analysis. Static malware analysis. Static malware analysis simply means we analyze the malware when we have not run, that is, when we have not run the malware. Maybe we download a software now. We have not installed the software at that time. So we check the software to see whether that software contains malware or not before we run it. Such kind of processes is called static malware analysis. Question? Question?
How would you
How do we do what?
how would you know that maybe you want to install software? How do you know that it has a malware in it?
That is what we'll do in the analysis. That's where we are going to.
Because there it says examining the code without running it.
Yeah, that is where we are going to. When you get this thing, for example, you see a link or a URL, you examine the link before you click on it. Do you get it right?
Okay.
You download the software, you examine the software before installing it. The example you download because as I told you, malware cannot be executed except cannot work except it has been executed. But though there are some malware that are auto execute or autopilot, whereby they execute immediately get your system, they execute themselves by themselves. So such kind of malware is different, but is there too. But then the major thing first is to see how we analyze the malware without actually executing it. Do you get it right? The second one is dynamic analysis. Dynamic analysis is when we have run the malware already, when the malware is running. So what we are looking at in dynamic analysis is actually the processes that are run that this malware is running with. Are we together? The processes this malware is running. What services is this malware running on? What processes is this malware running on? That is what called dynamic what? Analysis. Do you get it? And then it is good. Now, it is not advisable to run your dynamic analysis on your default system. It is advisable if you want to carry out a dynamic analysis, you run it on a virtual system or a virtual machine. So we have already learned how to configure a virtual machine already, isn't it? Right? Virtual machine like your virtual box, that's a virtual machine. So you can also learn how to install Windows or yeah, I do have Windows OS on your virtual machine.
You
Eh?
you know what?
Windows operating system on your virtual machine. Do you have? Is it only Kali you have there?
Now I have Windows.
You have Windows on your virtual machine. on your virtual box where the Kali is. So later he will guide you on how to install Windows OS on the virtual world machine. Are we together? So what we look out for, just as in static analysis we look out for file, folder, we look out for URL. In dynamic analysis we look out for file created, we look out for registry, we look out for what? Network connections, we look out for process span, and so that is what are the things that we look at for or we observe when carrying out what? Malware what? Analysis. Do we get it? Any question so far? So in malware analysis, we also look at behavioral analysis. The behavior, how does this malware operate? What happens maybe as e enter your system start duplicating so many things. Like if you have observed or if you have experienced what is it called? Shortcut virus. You know what shortcut virus? Eh? Do you know shortcut virus? That virus that when it enter your system, it will convert all your file, everything to shortcut. Okay. So maybe behavioral analysis focus on the behavioral pattern instead of the code. It focus on what are being accessed and how does the malware connect to each other or connect to what online. So it actually look at the behavior, not the physical appearances, not the code, not even the file itself. It's looking at what the file is actually doing or what the tools is doing. Do you get it? Do you get the difference between static, dynamic, and behavioral analysis? Do we get it? Yes or no? Okay. Yeah, of a file or of that thing which you have installed or of the payload. So the behavioral patterns of it. So let's look at desktop analysis or computer analysis, computer malware analysis. Let's look at what we should do in do. One is to detect. So the question you ask yourself in detection is ask yourself, am I what? Infected? That is the first question you ask yourself. Am I actually infected? If you are infected, then you can confirm. So because there is what called false positive. What is false positive? False positive simply means assuming something is right because there is a trigger. Maybe you are having headache now. If you assume that you are having malaria, you know malaria. One of the symptoms of malaria is also headache, isn't it? Eh? But then, not all headache are actually as a cause of what? Malaria. So maybe you're having headache and you tell yourself, I am having malaria. It's a false positive. Because you're having headache, but then that doesn't mean that it's malaria that causes it. In the same way, your system might be blinking or shaking. You may say, oh, it is malware, but then that is still false positive because you have not confirmed whether it's actually malware that is causing it. So you must like false fire alarm or maybe temperature or heat or smoke. Maybe you put fire alarm in your kitchen and the water is boiling too much and the smoke is at a very high this thing. Your alarm will start ringing, say it is fire incident. So that's called what? False what? Positive. Are we together? So, so you must what? Confirm. So the confirmation you ask yourself, what kind of malware is what? Is this? Then you also what? Then after confirming, you are sure that there's malware. Then it comes to what? Containment. Containment has to do with what? Stopping the malware from what? Spreading. Example of one way to contain a malware is by maybe detaching the malware, if your computer is connected to internet, you detach your computer from the internet. Are we together? If you plug your USB, you remove your USB. If you attach your phone at that time, you detach your phone. That is what are you doing? You are doing what? Containment. You are containing so that this malware does not spread to what? To another place other than the place he has already infected. Any question so far? So the next one is eradication and recovery. You have discovered, you have contained. All you need to do is to what? Is to eradicate and to what? Recover. And when you have eradicated and recover, the next thing you need to do is to what? Is to harden the system so that such incident does not occur again in the future. So just as we say, that these are the 5 steps that you follow in carrying out what? Malware analysis, starting from detection to what? Starting from detection to what? Starting from detection to what?
Containment.
Eh?
Containment.
Is that containment that is
Containment.
eh? Starting from detection to hardening. Hardening is the last this thing now. Hardening means that you strengthen your system so that further occurrences will not further incidents will not occur again. So now let's look at phase one. What we are likely see as maybe a risk sign, what we may likely see. So that one may likely see, for example, you see your fan to be spinning constantly. Is a sign. Are we together? You know where your fan is in your system, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a way at the normal distance. There's a way, but if you continue see continue spinning, then what it means that there is more activity on the CPU. That's what it's telling you. That so many processes is running, many things are running at the same time. Even if you don't even, maybe even if there were no much, there were no much, this what is it called? There were no much activities there were no much activity running on your system that will warrant supposed to warrant such a power, so much power on your CPU. But then it because one of the things about fan is that when you have many processes, that's why sometimes your system hang. Why does your system hang? Your system hang when the processing power is more, the load on the processing power is more than the power as of that time. Just as we have this, what will I use now as a sample? Even just as we have this fan now, right? There's a power that this light can carry. There's something you plug on this light now. If it is generator, like you have used I pass my neighbor generator, those that small generator that I cause I pass my neighbor. If you plug what you can maybe AC on that thing, that generator will shut down. Why is it so? He has put more power on it than the generator processor can carry at the time. So in the same way with this, when there are many processes running at a time, it will begin to affect the power. That's why when you launch for example, you launch your virtual box, launch your Kali. Maybe if you launch like three virtual box, three operating systems at the same time, because all of them need serious power to work, you discover that your system will start what? Lagging. It's called lagging. It can start lagging or hanging as our normal elementary English, but then the right word is lagging. Yeah. So, or your battery begin to drain easily. Maybe you charge your system now, right? You are not even using the system. Maybe you leave the system in a high idle for some time. Maybe you are doing other thing, but your system is on, and you left the system maybe at 80%. When next you come again, it is 50%. It means there is something wrong. Because no matter how the system should be able to do, it means that or no matter how the system should do, it means that such system should not consume much power than the way it is consuming. Do you get it, right? So even if it is to reduce, it's supposed to have given like maybe 75, right? Or 70 at maximum. Or 70 as maximum. So 70 as maximum. So laptop hot even when it is idle. Maybe your laptop is on, maybe you are not using your system, but you discover that your laptop is very hot. It's hot. If you check your laptop, it's very hot. Yeah, now that we are using it, even if it is hot, it is still normal, right? Because there are many things that is working on the system. But then when it becomes so hot or even hot, When it is idle, it means that what? It means that the CPU is having much load on it. Are we together? Or you are receiving random pop-up on your system, unsolicited pop-up on your system randomly. It means that it could be that malware you have a visitor called adwares, malware that or unsolicited ad, so much unsolicited ad that you don't even know, especially some that lead you to pornographic site or lead you to illicit site. It means that your system is either being infected by a trojan or an adware. Do you get it? Or antivirus is disabled by itself. You are not the one that disable antivirus, but antivirus is disabled by its what? By itself. Antivirus is disabled by itself. It means that because so what happened is that the antivirus has been invaded. Invasion has happened. So the malware, because the antivirus will stand against it now. So just like what happened to your immune system, what like why virus diseases is very dangerous compared to every other diseases. Why people fear HIV, coronavirus, or other virus is this. Just one something. Not that the virus in itself is a very big thing, but the virus itself has the power to kill the immune system, to destroy the immune system that produce antigens that fight against the body. But other sicknesses like pathogenic pathogens or other sicknesses that are or bacterial infections and other pathogens infections, they are not too deadly like that. Reason is that your immune system can still produce something to fight against it. That is why if you have malaria now, you are not going to die immediately. Yeah, malaria kill actually. But then you can see that malaria can be in your system for even 1 month. You can still go work, come back, go work, come back. It is when it has weakened the immune system too long that you now collapse, right? So that is what actually happened. So antivirus a malware went and invade the antivirus and then weaken the system. So there's nothing protecting the system again. So you cannot see that the antivirus is disabled or unknown startup program, something that you did not start on your own running on it by itself, or network usage when it is idle, or file is being encrypted or renamed, is as a sign that what there is a malware in your at your doorstep. Question. Yes.
So, like the last time you took us, I asked you a question. Is
Okay.
there a good malware?
Eh?
Is there a good malware?
A good malware.
You said no,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
That's right.
It's just like saying, is there a good disease?
Yeah, you know why I'm asking the question now? You
Okay.
mentioned something, you said pop up,
Okay.
and that pop up redirects you somewhere.
Okay.
That when I was asking the question, I was asking both for you, the attacker, the person who is being attacked, and the intruder.
Uh,
Because if if I send a malware to you
okay.
and it comes to your system and maybe you click on it and then it redirects you to my site that I want people to maybe view about
Your
to
question is just like saying a fisherman and a bait. You put a bait.
I created a malware and I put it in your system, and maybe I am your maybe our co-workers, right? And maybe I see that you want to outshine me. Maybe we are having a project, you want to outshine me, and so I put the malware on your system. Maybe corrupt your file, right? That means you need to go and work the same file again. Me, I've submitted my own file. Do you get it, right? Maybe the deadline, both of us are beating deadline. You are not be able to meet up your own deadline. It means that it is to my advantage to your detriment.
I want to catch everybody.
So, or a malware can also be a stealer. I just want to steal your password. I want to steal your bank detail, like a banking trojans, so that I can steal your money. Do you get it, right? Or I want to create a remote access Trojan so that I can remotely access your devices. So Every malware has, there's no good part of malware. There's no good part of diseases. Disease is what? Disease depend whether it is natural disease or artificial disease. You know, people can manufacture disease too. Do you get it right? So whether it is even spiritual disease, or yes, now. So So that is that on it. So let us look at what is normal. You must look at what is normal before you look at what is what abnormal. So what is actually normal in your system? One is that when your system is not running, the CPU must be within what 0 to 5 what percent.
Is my system running now?
Eh?
Is it running now?
You say?
Is my system running now?
Yes, your system is on now.
But you say if it's not running, how do you know it's not running?
When it's in an idle state,
Why is it not in an idle state right now?
eh?
It's not idle.
It's not idle. You open your WhatsApp. It means that there's a running process. You open your you open I've seen Optocy or something like that. You open your Chrome.
It's not
Other
running
running
any. It's not
Yes,
process.
running any
that
action.
is not what it means by idleness. Idleness means that nothing is, you didn't trigger any actions. You just like when you sleep your system. It's in a sleep means that the system is an idle state. Just like for example, you yourself you are sleeping. Did you die?
No.
You did not die, right? Someone tap you, hey, get up. What do you do? You get up, right? Or you see something, you jump up, isn't it? So that is, so when you tap your system, it will jump up. But then when there's a law called a Newton law of motion, it says, I think whether third law or third law, right, or first law, is it say no, it say a motion will remain in this state of rest except an external force is being acted on it. So I think whether Newton first second law or here. So all of you that read the physics those days that they want to scatter our head with physics, or your is you people's name. So, but I don't know why I did not forget that thing till today. Maybe that was one of the part of physics that I like so much. Yeah. So when the disk usage is between 0 and what 2, it means is the computer is still in a good what state. When the network is in 0 megabyte or in kilobyte, the network is in good state. Well, I will show you what it means to be that. So you read that all this on your own, you will understand it much better. Let's take our time to look at the practical part of it. Now there's a, so look at the practical. When we come to what is it called? When we come to dynamic analysis, we look at process legitimacy and every other thing. So now there are places you need to check for legitimate software. There are places like legitimate software. So when you are checking, one, you are checking for the name. These are what you look at for: name, path, signature, parent. But then we look at that one in a what? In a dynamic what? Analysis. So let's look at the practical analysis using Windows operating system. So scroll up for me. Practical analysis using Windows operating system. So we will simulate a risk situation. Are we together? What is the scenario here? My laptop feels slow and I suspect there is what? Malware. My laptop is slow, unnecessarily slow, and I am not running anything actually, or maybe there's no much thing on my laptop, but then my laptop is still slow. So what should I what? Do? That is the problem. So first of all, we have seen the problem, right? Now the next second thing is what should do. The first step first, which is what called first aid, we should do. One, if you are connected to the internet, we must turn off what? every internet connected. Do we get it? Two, we must, as I explained, we must detach the system from every attached devices. If we connect our memory drive or our hard drive or our flash drive or connect our mobile devices or anything, we must detach it. Are we together? Then don't reboot your system yet, because if sometimes if you reboot your system, what if it is what? A persistent malware. So you must, so just wait and let's see how you carry out some of this analysis. Are we together? Are we together? So the first thing first you do is to scan it with your what? With your anti system antivirus. The first thing is to scan it with your what? System what? Antivirus. Go to window this thing for me. Normal window. No. Go to your desktop. So the first thing first to go to your what? System what? Antivirus. So what you need to do is to come to your Windows security, type Windows security on your terminal. So when you type Windows security on your terminal, click on virus and threat protection. Click on virus and threat protection. Do you get it right? Search for it under the terminal. This because it's using a recent cybersecurity antivirus, right? But then if you check your own, you see a section called virus and threat protection. Do you see it? Do you see it? Come under the virus and threat protection setting and click on manage setting. Under threat and virus protection, click on threat and virus protection first. Your own also. We are using Avast this thing. So some of you that is using a third party antivirus, it will actually use the third party. So the third party antivirus overrides the default system antivirus. So all you need to do is to what? Check all of them. Are we together? To make sure all of them is what? Check on. So it will help you to protect what? Protect your system from malware analysis, from malware. But then but then we should know that there are some malware that can bypass this. Even if you use third party antivirus, there are still malware that can bypass it. Reasons is that malwares are being created based on signatures and based on patterns. So maybe when they are writing that antivirus, except if it is antivirus that is using machine learning, though current antiviruses, most of them are using artificial intelligence and machine learning. They actually learn on their own, that you don't need to be feeding them every time before they. So when there's a new this thing, it will automatically adjust it. But then it still has limitation, because some modern malware also, they say if a what is it call it, if a bird have learned how to fly without perching, He said the hunter have also learned how to shoot without missing, right? So when the malware antiviruses or malware developers, anti-malware developer, that is we literally call it antivirus, but it's not just antivirus, it's anti-malware because it's not protecting only against virus, it's protecting against many things. So when anti-malware developer is busy creating malware, and malware developer is also busy creating what? Malware. Are we together? So that's why we don't need to rely on only our default word, default end is called, so anti-malware is called endpoint security. So we don't know to depend on it alone. So when we observe that, oh, we are suspecting that a particular file or a particular link might contain malware. So for us to go beyond the level of false positive, we make use of, well, and maybe our antivirus has detected it or was not able to detect it, but we felt that we know that it was when, and you are sure, that's why you need to observe. You are sure that it was when you download a particular software that your system started misbehaving. Do you get it? Or when you click on a particular link and close your system and long, that's when the system starts. So from there you can now say, let me go and check this particular link, or check this malware, or check this particular file to see what and what is actually there. Do we get it? In doing so, we make use of what called sandbox. In doing so, we make use of what we call what? Sandbox. So sandbox are actually things that can help us to analyze malware. So open your browser. So majority of the of sandbox we can use are actually online sandbox. So example of sandbox is any run. Example of sandbox is any run, virus total, and malware hybrid. Example of sandbox you can use are virus total.
You said example of sandbox.
Eh?
Example of sandbox.
Example of sandbox is example of sandbox is example of sandbox is virus total, any run,
Any run.
any run, any
Any
any run, ANYRUN, or malware hybrid. But for this class, we'll be making use of virus total. So open your browser, go to virustotal.com, go to virus total, www.virustotal.com. Look at it on the screen. So look at it on the screen. Everybody open it.
virus virus total.
Look at the screen. Now we can use virus total to analyze a file. We can use it to analyze a URL. You know what's called URL, right? What's the full meaning of URL? What is the full meaning of URL? Eh? Obina, what is the meaning of URL? Eh? You have forgotten. Uniform Resource Locator.
Uniform resource
Locator.
locate
Locator.
location.
Yeah, it's a combination of the of protocols, World Wide Web, domain name, and domain name extension. So what it means is this: if I type, look at this. If I type jam, let me go to jam. So if I go to jam now, just type jam from it, type enter. No, just type enter. Now if you come under here, if you come under jam here, where you see official jam, do you see official jam? You see something like HTTPS. Do you see it, right? Are we seeing it? Point to them, let them see it. HTTPS slash something something dot slash www.jam.com.ng. The HTTPS is the protocol, the www is the World Wide Web, the jam.gov, the jam is the domain, while the .gov.ng is a domain name word extension. All together are called URL. What we ourselves we literally call link. Are we together? It's called URL. Are we following?
No, sir, I'm not getting it.
What are you not getting?
This is a universal uniform resource.
Uniform resource locator. So we
I
yes.
said it's made up of
Look at the screen. It's made up of HTTPS, which or HTTP, which is called protocol, Internet Protocol, World Wide Web, domain name, and domain name extension. It's made up of Internet Protocol, example HTTPS or HTTP, World Wide Web, domain name or domain name extension. So right now we want to look at our goal was on using the virus total. So please take note, don't write now. You have all these things. Just take note first. Take note first. So if you look at the screen, just be looking at your screen. Look at the screen. You will see file, URL, and size. So we want to use it to analyze a file for now. Are we together? So you click on choose a file. When you click on choose a file, it will open your system. Yes.
this virus program is to it's a tool to check if you have
I told you it's for analysis, to analyze your system, to analyze if a link or if either a file contain malware.
so now we want to use a file.
Eh?
Now we want to use a file.
Eh?
If maybe the file is sent to you by email,
Okay.
you have to download it first.
Yes. Or you copy the link. Or you copy the file link.
Fire has a link.
File has a link.
Because why I'm
Is
asking
your
is
email
maybe
open there?
the reason why I'm asking is if you have downloaded it the file already, that means your system is
I told you that malware does not execute until does not work until it's being executed. The download is not an execution.
what if the location is you
Uh,
came on the download link on the download?
that's not the execution when either you install it on your system or when you get your system you open it on your system. That is the execution. Are you not connected to internet?
Um,
To what is it called? To email. Where are you going there? Go to this other side. Up. No, that three icon. That three icon. No. The where you yes. Click on your email. Yes.
So I can only use on a mobile device.
Yes.
has a mobile version.
So let's say we want to copy that file that is attached there now. Right click on it. Copy the file for me.
This
No,
one. Okay.
no, the second one. Right click. Right click. You see where do you see?
Please
Uh,
open it first.
open the this thing. Open the mail. Here's the attached file. That one is attached there. No, go down.
That's what.
No, go up. I mean to say. Yeah, you see that is the attached file there. Right click. Don't download. You see. Uh, where do you see opening? Where do you see opening read mode?
This one. This one.
Uh,
Opening here. Okay. Reading mode.
open. Let me see. Close it. You can copy the email address at the top. You can try to copy it home, and then because when you copy it, it will it's is the file everything that is attached to it is attached to that this thing. So you copy the email. So what you need to do now is then we are not talking about. Don't worry. Don't go back. Go to virus total. So you go to URL and then paste that email. So click on search. So you can say if it contains. So if it contains if something, let me show you. Let me also do it here. So when you all that is, you cannot know whether. So if you copy it, for example, if you copy it and go to your URL as we are seeing there and paste and search. So if that particular mail have a so it's not just only scanning the link. Are we together? It's scanning both the link and the link content. It's not scanning the link alone. So it's scanning the link and the what? The link content. So if the file contains a Trojan, you see that circle, that community score, a part will become red. Since it is green here, it means that it does not contain what? A malware. Are we following? Are we together? So you cannot say if you go down, look at scroll down. If you scroll down, you see different antiviruses that were used to scan it. That is why this is good more than your own default system antivirus or even single antivirus. If you look at it, it scanned this about 64 different antivirus scan this thing for us. So you can see that telling us some of the antivirus is telling us undetected. So antivirus is telling us undetected. You get it right? So if it is that antivirus you install on your system now, it means that it will not be able to detect the file. But then look at the other one, it's telling us what? Scan. Now I want you to go to go to malware bazaar for me. Malware bazaar is where we can get a sample malware from to use. Malware bazaar. So get a malware browser. It's where we can want to get a sample malware to use. Click on browse, go to browse. Where are you going to? So don't download. Don't download. Now this is what you do. Copy the link for us. Right click on the anyone, maybe the first one, copy the link. Right click, copy the link. Copy the link address. So go to malware this thing again. Go back. Then we now copy paste this one now. And let's see what it will give us. So what do you see? You see one, right? Are we together? It's telling us that yes, despite all this other malware, this thing are telling us that this thing is malicious, there's still one that we are able to catch it up. Do you get it? That yeah, if this is actually a sample malware, this is actually it's an ESC file. If you download it into your system now, it's actually an ESC file. That if you go to malware browser for me, you see that it is an exe file. That means window file. That means you can download it and run it on your system. And it's telling us that it's a mesh agent kind of this thing. We'll get to dynamic analysis. We'll get to know more about all this. But our goal is how to use virus total to what? To scan and check whether our file, our URL, or this thing contain what in malware. So go back to virus. Yes. The red one show that look at what is written
It's
there.
malicious.
Look at what is written there. It's showing that this is malicious.
So why is it that the other ones are not saying plain?
That is why I'm telling you that malwares come with signatures and patterns. Maybe the pattern that was used to write this antivirus was not included in the this thing. But then maybe this particular one has more captured that particular pattern or signature that was used. Do you get it right? Now, see how antivirus work. If the antivirus say, if you see any file that look like that have this or 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 look like this or look like this, flag it up as what? Malware or stop it. Do you get it right? But then that condition is not put in all these antiviruses. So assuming that maybe you are using Avast or you are using Bitdefender as your default antivirus now, and this particular virus or this particular malware enter your system, it will not detect it. It will see that the file is clean, while the file is not fully clean. Do you see it now, right? Are we together?
So I want to ask a question.
Okay.
There are more other some that can detect more than this one, right?
More than how? I didn't understand.
Like, are there other malware that can be detected which this particular
Tools.
tool cannot detect?
For me, as long as that particular thing has a malware, one of these antiviruses can actually detect it.
This is 95 different
It's
antiviruses.
like you using like about 95 different antivirus at a time to attack something. There is no way one of it, no matter how complicated the malware is, one of the malware anti-malware will have such signatures or pattern to say to flag. Can't you see this one? This one is rare. Rarely, majority of the malware we use that we know say it's clean, isn't it? Majority, adverse, Bitdefender, which other one again? All of them say this thing is clean, but then one was able to catch you and say what this thing is not clean as we think. Oh, that this thing has a likelihood of what being what a mal. And if you look at here, if you go up for me. If you go up under test, it's telling us test. You see the first under the score test. Yes, up test HTML. Yes, it's telling us that this is an HTML file. It's a text and HTML file, and it's saying that it's an external resource and it's a tracker. This thing I started giving more information about the malware. That this particular malware is what? A tracker. And what it does that it captures third-party cookies. You know, there are some cookies that when you are browsing, what does the cookies do? Cookies save the session for you. When you accept cookie, what is that you are trying to say that anytime I enter this website again, don't demand for all the rigorous processes that pass through before. Just go directly. So what this thing will do for it will track the cookie for you to the cookie and steal the cookie. Do you get it right? One such kind of attack when we get to what is it called? When we get to what is ethical hacking, you will see how what different type of attack, and you see how it actually works. But then this thing is telling us that it's a cookie tracker. It catches cookies on our website. So if this system enter our website now, if this thing enter and we install it on our or not on our system, it means that any website we enter and we accept cookies, it will capture the cookies. Are we together? Maybe it will send it to wherever I want to send it to, depending on the goal of this. Do you get it? If you go to details. Now, when go first, go there. You see, go to detection first. Go to detection. You see what where you tell us. You say it's a hard, high, medium, low, info, and success. You see different aspects. You say high. That means that means this malware is not a high kind of this thing. It means it's a low. It will have a low effect on our devices because catching cookies alone will not affect much this thing on our system. Do you get it right? Well, if it is medium, that means so, but this one is low. And if it is info, that means it's insignificant. It's just giving you an information about this thing. Do we get it? Are you seeing the screen? So, so you go to details. Hold on. You go to details, you see different information on the details. You say Bitdefender, say it's a computer and a software, and say which other this thing say it's a media sharing. Another one the target as information technology. Another one target as forensic computer security. And so it's telling you when it was first seen. It will show you when it was first seen, and also telling you the final URL. Now, this URL, this also can help you to unravel hidden URL. There are some URL that is being hidden inside another URL. Maybe a bad URL now, they hide it. Maybe using all these URL shortener to hide it. This can unravel the final that is the main URL for you under here. This so you can now see the final URL and see more information I can see about what the malware. Are we together? Are we following? So this does not have behavior. It does not have a behavioral aspect because it does not do much harm to the system. That's why you did not see the behavioral aspect. If not, you see the behavior at the top where you see detection. It will be detection, details, behavior before you see what community. Do we get it right? Any question? So for file, it's the same thing. For file, you don't need to copy the file. Or if the file is in your system, go back. If the file is in your system, all you need to do is to click on file. Don't have you gone back? Go to virus total again. If the file is in your file, you need to do is to click on choose what? File. Then go to where the file is on your system. If it's on document, you go there and then go there. Let's choose and go back. Go to where you go to forensic. Go to your forensic. Where your forensic tool is. Go to have you seen? Go choose any of those tools. Go to in vivo droid kit. Choose droid kit. So we are going to choose this and open it here. So you can see it is calculating the hashes. When it is true, it will tell us. So let us give it some time. So it has finished. So you can see it here right now. It says among all the these things, still one out of 60 detected that is what? It's a virus. Why nanovirus detected is what? It's a window what? Virus. Are we together? So if you look at it, it's telling us this place, but go to behavior first. It's telling us the behavior. Remember these particular tools were downloaded from a crack that perhaps what is reading that crack software, that crack that is inside the system is flagging it as a virus. Do you get it right? Remember that this particular tool is a paid tool, but then this tool was cracked. Are we all following? This tool was cracked, and so that crack code or that thing that was used to crack the system, this thing is now flagging it as what? A virus. Do we get it?
So behavior is
So if in behavior, you can see it stay what? Not found. Detection not found. My signature not found. That means despite it's flagging it as virus, but that system, this thing is not causing any harm to our system. So yeah, it is something that this is called false positive. Are we together? Is this one is called yes, it is in something that look like virus, but then this is not a virus or a malware. Are we together? If it is virus, you see under that activity summary. Activity summary means what that virus is doing on your system. You will have seen under the detection, it will have detected what it's doing, my signature, the nature of the signature is using, IDS rule, you have seen what Sigma's rule, drop files, network communication. You will have seen every activity or everything that the malware is doing, being carried out on our devices. Do we understand? So on your own, check it out on your own, and then I'll send you an assignment on it, on what to do, and then the analysis to carry out on it. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
I want to know how to log into my documents for the
How
some
you
Gmail and how do you get that?
He will guide you on that later after the class. It's just for you to go to your browser, sign into your email. So with this we come to the end of the class today. In our next class we look at dynamic for analysis. Are we following? Are we following?